one thing about Donald Trump is that he's so honest that the only thing you could think about is when Malcolm X spoke about the wolf and the sheep. He clearly was talking about a guy like a Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump, he comes right at you and he tells the truth. There's nothing about him that you could say is false. He likes certain things. Then there are certain things he's not afraid to say. Man, why we always gotta get this, what he said, garbage? Why is it that we only attract these garbage countries? There was another word he used, right? Right? Shithole. And but at that, it's always, but it's, why do people behave as if somehow they're surprised? Everything about him is transparent. You could say that, right? He's consistent. He doesn't care for, if you're not from Oslo, or, some European, but then he's married to a woman who barely speaks English, who is here on a visa for Einstein, supposedly genius types. And I believe his son, by this lady, the first lady, they have, I think, dual citizenship with her country. I think she's from Slovenia. So I don't know, his other wife, right, Ivana, she was also, but that's not even what I wanted to talk about. It's these people that come from Africa and for some reason say they're not black. Like, what are you talking about? If he's delusional, I understand it. He's been delusional. Listen, if you had a father who's willing to give you $100 million to get you started in the real estate business, and then that child turns it around and says, well, my father only gave me $1 million. The argument right there, whether it was 100 or 1, imagine you have parents that could do that for you. Yet you whine and say he doesn't drink wine. But he should. He should. Because he clearly was hanging around folks who were deluded, who were high on privilege, high on some kind of intoxicants, because otherwise they wouldn't behave in that kind of depraved manner. See, I haven't even brought up Minnesota because, again, let's be clear on one thing. If it wasn't for black people, what would America be? And for anyone that came from outside the United States, like myself, I wasn't born here, and doesn't understand or appreciate what black folks have done, again, there's a delusion that exists when you go into the hole, into that rabbit hole, Alice in Wonderland. And there's a yellow submarine, and we believe in it. They are delusions. Big pharma, big guns, big business. You have to understand that when you live on cloud nine, there are certain things that are going to happen. But at least with a person like Donald Trump, who's clearly a wolf, you can hear him coming. So what you should fear is what the other side is thinking about. Donald Trump is telling us exactly how he's behaving. He is what he is. I don't want to use all these words to describe him because at the end of the day, it is what he is. He's not going to change. He's almost 80 years old, right? And yeah, I always ask myself, what is it that they feed these world leaders who are all older than I, and I'm about to hit 67 in about a month or so? How do they stay up for these meetings extended? He clearly spends a lot of time sitting on the toilet seat. And I guess it's gilded or maybe even 24 karat gold. But the topics that come out of Truth Social, it's like, whoa, dude's watching. But anyway, the holiday season is here, and hopefully the way he's governing, just grabbing ships, tankers, and doing whatever he pleases, he might come through with some kind of check and try to play Santa Claus. I mean, he did play a role in one of the Home Alone movies, so maybe he wants to play Santa Claus. And again, he's a wolf. He could come howling like the wind, the summer wind, the winter winds. But it's an incredible time that we're living in right now. And hopefully you're keeping your perspective and you're staying healthy. And more importantly, taking care of yourself and being true to your to whatever it is you believe in, and holding firm and trying to do the best that you can. Always keep a shine. Always keep the light. Life is good as long as we are all well understood. Thank you for taking the time, for stopping by. Se me cuidan, mi gente Oaxacana.